Hi, my bangs look weird because what I've discovered is when I have bangs like this, I have to kind of like train them to do what I want while they're drying. So I just sort of place them where I want them to sort of dry. And then by the time I get ready, they stay that way all day. So I just asked on my Instagram story for you guys to ask me some questions, and I am gonna answer them today while I get ready and we can just chat. I think I'm gonna cut my hair super short again. When I got it cut these last 2 times, I kind of left it long, but it's time. It's time. I want it here. Cut about right there, but I want to keep the bangs, and I think that'll be really fun. I would just do it right now to myself, but the gal I get my hair cut from is so good at cutting hair that feels like honestly a travesty. Have I watched any good movies, shows, or read any good books lately? Shows, movies, no. Well, I don't really watch a lot of movies and shows now. It's for no reason other than since I had my kid, I don't know what it is, but I just have a hard time like sitting down and knowing I'm gonna like start something new. I don't have a lot of spare time in the evenings. I get really tired in the evenings. You know, some people stay up later past their kids. I just go to bed when he goes to bed because I'm a morning person, not a night person. I've tried to change this about myself. It's just not going to happen. I've determined it's not going to happen. So I go to bed when he goes to bed. And so that doesn't leave me very much time to like watch shows. I'm one of those people that watches the same show over and over again. And I'm guessing you know what that show is. Book though, I am reading. I'm only about 60 pages in so far, but I actually saw it on TikTok and it's called I Don't Want to Grow Up. And so far I feel like I'm really gonna like this book. The reason I bought it is because I saw this post on, and it was like highlighting some of the like main points of the book, and just the way that it was written, I was like, oh, this speaks to me. It's basically like, you know, the question that everybody gets asked when they are a kid, and it's like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And then it's like talking about like that we don't know what we want to be, and we just want to live, and we want to be happy, and we want to just like enjoy life, but we have to figure out what we want to be, and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I just saw this the like quotes from this book, and I was like, oh my God, they're so beautifully written. So I immediately went online and purchased the book, and I've been reading it, and so far I really like it. But again, I'm only like 60 pages in, and it is good though. It's well written. This question said, do you feel connected to your viewers / audience, or is it more parasocial? I would say it's probably more parasocial now. I used to be extremely connected to my audience, but that's because I was almost chronically online at that point. And I just had sort of an unhealthy relationship with just taking everything that everybody says so seriously, like they were my real people in my real life. I feel like as I've gotten older, I put significantly less weight into anybody else's opinion of anything that I have going on. I actually watched this video and I thought it was so good. I'll try to link it if I can remember to link it, or if I can find it again. I'll have to like look in my history, but it was a video that this guy, he goes around and he asks people that are in like their 70s, 80s, 90s. One of the questions that he often asks is like, what, do you have any regrets in your life? Or what do you wish you could know that you knew now, that you know now that you could wish you could have known then? Or like, what have you learned as you've gotten older? And all of them are like, you just caring what people think about you, and other people's opinions about you has no weight in your life. Like it makes no difference at all. And that completely goes away as you get older. And I can totally agree that as I've gotten older, specifically in my 30s, I'm just like, wow. They say it gets even more like especially in your 40s and 50s, you're like, you couldn't care. I'm pretty much there right now for the most part. I used to put a lot of weight into the internet in general, and I just really don't anymore. So it feels a bit more parasocial, I guess, but it's more that I've just backed off of the internet. I appreciate and really value my viewership and my subscriber base. I don't think of my viewership anymore as like an extension of myself. I used to really like put all of my weight into it, and now I'm like, you don't know me, and I don't actually know you. And while I feel like this great connection in a way, it's ultimately, I guess it's parasocial. You know, we don't know each other. Someone said second kid feelings. If I'm just being completely honest with you, I don't feel like I will have a second kid. I want to, but when I think about the newborn stage again, it quite literally makes me feel like panicky, because it was so hard. Like any new parents out there, like, bro, it is so hard, and don't let anybody make you feel bad for saying that. Like, new parenthood it ain't for the weak. It ain't for the weak. Baby phase and the questions and the lack of sleep and the breastfeeding issues and just, oh my God, the weight gain, and are they gaining weight, and what does that poop color mean, and I'm never sleeping and nursing literally for 5 hours out of the night. Like, it was just so much. It's in hindsight, like, because I'm loving this stage of parenting so much more. It's like you can look back and be like, oh, but that's just a blip in time. It's such a short-lived thing. But when you're in it, it feels like it's never going to end. And I'm happy with the dynamic we have right now. My husband wants more kids. I don't think I do. I want more kids, but when I actually think about it, and I've done so much therapy work around this, when I actually think about it, I don't think I can. It's not that I won't. Maybe I would in the future, but I feel like I just know myself so well, and you have to do what you can handle and what will work, and I just don't know that it could for me. You know. Any tips for breastfeeding, soreness? A new mom here in the midst of postpartum. Oh my gosh. Congratulations. I know how sore that can be. I don't know how it's possible, but it does just go away. So completely goes away. When you're in it, every time they latch, it's like you want to cry, and I have cried from that pain. But for somehow, some way, it just goes away. I feel like it was after about like 3 weeks. Your boobs are just like, all right, I guess this is new life now. And then they just get used to it. But before that, it's excruciating. So I am well aware of how that is. I know it's hard. The only tips I guess I could have would be like, some people use like a nipple shield to help with the pain. I did not do that. I bought one. I actually bought a few. And then I decided against it because I didn't want to have that issue with like having to remove the shield and all that kind of nipple confusion type stuff. So I just kept going with it. I used a lot of lanolin and like nipple butters and airing them out, just walking around topless, like airing them out, and just wincing. I just noticed that especially during that first latch, it would be really rough. But other than that, it gets better. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Ooh, wish I could tell ya. I have no clue. I think that's kind of why I'm trying to read this book and trying to understand that a lot of people just don't know what they're going to do with their life. I could have never foreseen that this would be what I'm doing, but it is. But what do I think about 10 years? I'm definitely still going to be gardening and like homesteading. I would hope that in 10 years, I'm fully growing the majority of food for my family. That I am doing pottery, going to farmers markets and like supporting my family through like, you know, like artistic endeavors. It's so tough to say because I just don't know. I couldn't have predicted this 10 years ago. So I don't know. I would love to, you know, I absolutely love, like, if you want to know what I live for, and if you actually care, it's homesteading. I think that it gives me something that is more satisfying than I could describe. The growing of food, the providing for my family out of my efforts, making things from scratch, growing things from scratch, like from a seed to a full plant, harvesting it, processing it, that kind of thing. It does something for my soul that I can't really describe. The biggest dopamine rush. Like I can't describe it. Like, I feel that it is what I'm supposed to be doing. I just feel so connected to nature and to just, I don't know, I'm just stoked on it. I love doing it so much. I love our second channel so much, our Sweet Life of Zach and Kristi channel. I hope that I will have grown that side of myself significantly more in the next 10 years where I am like fully homesteading. Like, that is just like what I live for. And like building things and just inundated and like absolutely immersed in the like farming community and the homesteading community and the like horticulture and growing and flowers, and I just want to be like a professional in the industry somehow. So hopefully that would be the case in the next 10 years somehow. I don't know. Completely shifted my entire life. 10 years, my kid will be 13 years old. So I'll be dealing with that, and that'll be a challenge in and of itself. How do I cope with body image issues and being self-conscious? I don't even think about it. I don't know. I think it's just a being in my 30s thing, and it might have nothing to do with that. It might just be like my personal thing. I don't have body image issues. I don't feel self-conscious about the way I look. I don't particularly like love it. It's not like I look at myself and I'm like, that's peak body. Like I clearly don't do that. I have a way larger midsection than I would hope to have. I have a body shape that is not my favorite. It's very hard to dress. Very, 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 very apple body shaped. I just don't care. It doesn't have anything to do with who I am as a person. It means nothing to me. I know who I am as a person, and it has nothing to do with the size of my waist, the size of my pants, the shape of my body. I cope with it by literally not thinking about it. It's not a conscious thought though. It's not like I'm like, stop thinking about it, stop thinking about it. It's something happened where I just don't care. It doesn't affect me when people call me fat. Like that's a common comment when you're on the internet. Like people have been calling me fat my entire life. It means nothing to me. It's like, it's neutral. I feel neutral towards it. I don't know why, but it's fine. I don't know. I just feel completely neutral towards my body. I sometimes look at it and I'm like, huh, that's a weird shape. I don't walk around the store like pulling at my clothes being like, what do people think I look like? I used to be deeply, deeply self-conscious. It is all I cared about. It is all I thought about. It is literally, I would wake up in the morning and I would like be pulling on my clothes. I'd be getting ready for hours. I cared so much about people, what I thought I looked like. I was constantly trying to lose weight. I was constantly thinking about what my body looked like and how can I lose weight and what can I do? And it was exhausting and it was defeating. And ultimately it led me to this place where without even trying, I just gained a whole bunch of weight. Like, I don't know. I guess I just don't give a shit. Like, I cope by realizing that I am a person with way more to offer in my life and in my like everyday situations that have literally nothing to do with what I look like. It means nothing. Like, who gives a shit? Like, as soon as I feel like truly losing people that you love and like having family members die and realizing that you don't ever think about what they look like, that part, I've mentioned this before, like, it's not something that you guys are gonna remember about me if I die. Like, you aren't. You're not gonna be like, oh, Kristi, rest in peace. She was a size 12. I really hope that's not what people say. And I don't think it is, because I've seen enough people die that that's just not what happens. Like, I'm gonna hope that when I die, you remember me for a million other good things about myself that have nothing to do with what I looked like. And so that shows me it's just like the most irrelevant, stupid shit in the entire world. Like, who could fucking care? Maybe I should curl my hair. I am going to film the bread baking video today. I'm gonna show you guys how to make the world's best sandwich bread. Like, we're talking so good. I mean, I don't even eat it. I assume it's good because my family all said it was good. My dad has made the recipe now too. Everybody that comes over, I'm like, would you like a sandwich? Would you like a piece of toast? It's so good. It's so easy to make. And it is like, it's foolproof. And the cool part about it too, it saves so much money. I mean, you could make literally like so many loaves of bread for way less money than it costs to actually buy it. And it's just very few ingredients. It's so great. It's probably ingredients you already have other than buying instant yeast. That's the main one you're gonna need to buy that's special or separate. It's perfect, especially for right now, because a lot of people are struggling. Like, groceries are crazy expensive, and this will be helpful to cutting down grocery costs. Someone said, what's your favorite thing your kid mispronounces? Mine says gold shits for goldfish. Oh my God. It's my favorite one. And when he stops saying it, it will literally crush me. And he calls blankets banklets. And I now call them banklets because I want him to keep saying it that way because it's so effing cute. He said lemonade for the longest time instead of lemonade. And then he heard somebody say lemonade, and now he says lemonade. And he always said lello instead of yellow, and now he says yellow. And it's crushing because it happens so overnight. Like you're like, oh, that's a word that he's always gonna say like that. I need him to keep saying banklet. Someone said, how do you feel about beauty influencers now? Neutral. I don't have a thought. I feel like the whole industry has completely changed. It's no longer what it once was. I think that it had its time when it had it. Some people are still interested in makeup, and I think that there are other beauty influencers who are doing like really well. They have their place, and I feel like it's just the way the cookie crumbles. Like everybody grows up, everything changes. I'm really pretty neutral towards beauty influencers. I don't care much about what other people are doing. I'm a live and let live type of person. I wish we were in the heydays of YouTube again, where everybody was like so stoked on new palette releases and stuff like that. There are still people that are doing that, and there are still people that are like doing really colorful and cool makeup looks. It's just completely shifted in the landscape from YouTube to like TikTok and Reels and stuff like that. And then usually what I'm seeing now is, instead of it being like reviews or really informational things, it's more like for entertainment purposes, or just like fun, or like consumerism, or, you know, like it's just completely shifted. It's a totally different ballgame. But hey, if everyone's having fun, you do you. I think that's fine. And that's just I just don't really have much of a thought. I'm very neutral towards the topic. I don't feel anything towards it. I don't watch beauty YouTube anymore, as don't most people probably. I don't really watch beauty influencers anymore. In fact, something shifted in me. I guess I just grew up. I grew past it a little bit. Like in my, mid 20s, I was totally vibing on makeup constantly. And now I'm just like, it's fun. It's cute. I like the way it makes me look, but that's I have like a very normal relationship towards makeup now, versus like being literally obsessed with it, which is what I was before. Like it was all I thought about morning, noon, and night. I literally would take my work makeup off, put makeup on before I go to bed. Like obviously I wouldn't sleep in it, but I would take it off and like practice and just have fun. And I'm a mom now. It has nothing to do with that really. It's just like some people go into the role of motherhood and it doesn't change them all that much. I'd be surprised to know how, because it's literally so life-changing that every facet of who I was before died and was reborn the day that my kid was born. And so I don't think it's all that surprising that my like life goals or things that I'm interested in have shifted. It's just a reality of the situation. I think that many of us from the ages of 23 to the ages of 36, almost 37, have changed a lot. Like I would imagine, I would hope. So anyway, I don't really have a lot of thoughts about beauty influencers, but I know personally I don't like watch beauty YouTube anymore. If it's just a straight up beauty focused video, I really personally just not that interested in it, but that's just the reality of me. So I'd love to hear what you guys think, because for me, it's just neutral, totally neutral. All right, I am all ready for the day. I'm gonna go bake bread. I'm gonna go do a bunch of things, film a bunch of videos, getting ready for more VLOGUST content. So if you guys have not seen, I am gonna be uploading every day for the month of August. I missed day one. Okay, we missed day one, but that's okay. I'm gonna be uploading a ton of different videos, lots of different types of content from me. So if you guys are interested, please subscribe. If you are not interested, please unsubscribe. And I thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.